1 out of 9 men in the workforce today has a criminal record. It is becoming more important that reentry be recognized as a critical part of our society. Reentry programs are designed to help formerly incarcerated persons face the challenges they experience upon their release. This also has to do with public safety. First and foremost, public safety must be a priority. We must consider the impact of release from the moment we sentence and incarcerate and answer these fundamental questions. How will these former offenders become civil and productive members of society, and who are the key players in this effort? 20 years ago when I joined Travis County, what was clear to me was that we could do a much better job of helping ex-offenders reintegrate in our community. And from a very selfish perspective, it dawned on me that the more of them we put in a position to take care of themselves, of their needs, of their dependents, the more of them were likely to become tax-paying, law-abiding citizens. And it also struck me that every time I hit that law-abiding taxpayer citizens note, even my friends who claim to be fiscally conservative all of a sudden listened in. Many employers consider ex-offenders a risk. But if you talk with employers that have hired them, you will find many of these men and women have turned their lives around and are motivated to be productive citizens.
My name is Tracy Smith. I work for Travis County Road and Bridge Department. I'm a supervisor at Travis County, and I come from an experience of a person being incarcerated, actually coming out to the job force and starting at ground zero and working my way up as a supervisor position. Now I'm coming back as an employer, hiring employers who's incarcerated, so giving guys opportunities, knowing that, hey, it's guys out there just as myself who have turned their life around and living a productive life out here in society. So every day these guys are looked at on their position as some of the go-to guys on their crews because of their leadership ability. They are harder workers and more dedicated workers than some people who don't have blemishes. Anything that you ask them to do, they're gonna do it, and they're gonna try to do the best of their ability.
My name's Brittany Olvera, and I own BIT Construction Services and Building Team Solutions. I hired my first judicial client in 2008, and he stayed with me for over a year and a half. He was integral to our success, and he was a wonderful employee, and we used him in the commercial construction arena, and he had served 17 years. So this man who was in prison for 17 years came out, and clients were amazed. They stay with us, they show up every day. And for us, it's not just putting them to work and giving them a paycheck. It's about them rebuilding their lives. For me, it's a spiritual component of giving back. And to be able to give to others what I receive in return is far more than just a good employee.
It's been a boon for us, and it has been a huge positive for the people that we've brought in with us. Sean's story is a classic one. Somebody that came from some mean streets and has come into a company that recognized his talents, gave him the educational opportunities, took full advantage of it, and has become one of our star players. Makes a lot of money, pays a lot of taxes. So many of these guys that have been incarcerated either have acquired a skill set while in the system because they offer an extensive plethora of training opportunities, or prior to going in, they were involved in the same industry that they're coming back out to. And what we have seen is that the people that we have coming through the criminal justice system, stepping out of it, truly have experienced rehabilitation. So we have got to be able to step over these labels that are so limiting and so derisive and step forward and say, we're going to give you an opportunity.
Many ex-offenders don't run away from their criminal past. They have learned life's lessons, and all they want is a chance for a better future.
And when I got out, I had nowhere to go. I had no house. I'd lost everything, divorce, job, kids. I had nothing left. But I was lucky to find a place that took me in. I had 12 years of residential electrical work. I'd looked for 5 months for work and found nothing. I had already changed my resume to where my incarceration was on the front page. I found it saved time and saved frustration to go through a long interview and then them tell me, well, you know, we don't hire felons. I called them up, I gave them my background, my experience. Next day, I got a phone call, said, come on in for an interview. And it was a big surprise to me because of the other jobs I'd gone for. My background was a huge, it held me back from getting other jobs. Where here, they did not do that. They looked at the experience, they said, hey, you've done your time, you made a mistake, let's see what we can do. Called me the next morning, I went to work. You get out, you're very, very motivated to do a good job, to show that they didn't make a mistake hiring you. And it's a big deal to be on time for me, to show up every day, to do the best I can.
But I can't even count how many places I applied. I applied everywhere. Everywhere I went, I was just, give me an application, sign it, fill it out. And hardly would ever get a call back. Sometimes I would go back and ask, and they would tell me that they're not hiring, you know, offenders. When I went in, all I had to offer Titus Electrical was the fact that I was going to show up and I was going to work and do what they needed me to do, and that I would learn whatever it is they needed me to learn, and that I would not only have the ability to do what it is they required of me, but to do it better than what they had already available from the guys that they had. And I was willing to prove that. Anything that was offered to me, any kind of knowledge, schooling, I took. I went in and gave that extra initiative and showed them that I was willing to make, you know, whatever it is that I needed to make happen. I'm able to take a few key group of guys and make a job successful. Here I am 9 years later, and I'm running $1 million projects for them.
I came in as a haul truck driver with just a little experience on equipment, and now I'm tearing up roads, putting them back together, digging ditch lines, laying cement, and through those doors it's just opened up a lot of opportunities, and I'm still learning and still trying to grow. And guys speak to me and they ask me, well, what did you do and how did you go about it? And I explain to them it's simple, it's real simple, it's patience, consistency. For an employer just to say this guy has a part of his life where he screwed up and not hire this guy, you may be sending someone back out the door that may be a potential hard worker, for real. It's been a real blessing to me. I enjoy working here. There's a bunch of good guys, a bunch of good supervisors. My ultimate goal is to one day retire from Travis County.
I'm Sam Biscoe, County Judge on the Travis County Commissioner's Court. Like you, I support public safety and reducing crime in our community. One way to achieve these goals is to make jobs available to qualified persons with criminal backgrounds. The Travis County Commissioners and I have modified hiring guidelines within county departments to provide more job opportunities to qualified ex-offenders. We ask you, our public and private employers, to do the same.